Greetings and blessed Wednesday, March the 10th, 2021. It's about 3:46 p.m. I greet all human beings all around the world. Hey now, all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest or the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you're the proclaimed toughest or the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you're my family friends nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me nor my YouTube channel. Hey now, nor any of my social internet videos or speeches. If you give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, it doesn't matter. I greet all of you all with that same universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. I want to talk about how we get unity in our communities. You know, one of my Cabrini Green female friends that I grew up from knee high, we went to one of the same schools, Cooley Upper Grade Vocational High School. In the 1970s. She asked the question, she's living in St. Louis now, not in Chicago anymore, but they got violence in Chicago and St. Louis, other places too, but these are two places that they got a lot of black on black crime, and she was asking the question, she threw the question out, how do we stop the crime in our community? I don't have the solution to everything, but I can just give you something that when we was coming up in Cabrini Green, what we did. You had a few different organizations, some people call them gangs, but they was organized then. You had the white projects, you had the red projects, and you had the row houses. Some of the other places was what they called the Fairfax buildings, but it was all in the heart of Cabrini Green. Each section had individuals that ran their section. In the section that they ran, they didn't interfere with parents and their children. They protected the parents and their children if the parents and children needed that protection. But most of the parents could protect their own children. You see, you had gang banging, you had drug dealing, but you see, 9 out of 9.99% of the time, when it was a fight against another gang or organization, they formed a circle when somebody had a problem. Somebody on each side. And they used this. When it was over with, it was over with. It wasn't about shooting and killing. You had some shooting and killing, but you know, you have to start with self first. With me, I started with self. Once I got self together, I established my family. Once I got my family together, I started with certain people on the block that was willing to try to keep peace and harmony on our block. Keep our block clean. Keep crime from happening on our block. Keep from corrupted police officers and sheriffs misusing people on our block. But then when you started from the block, other people look and like what's going on, and they want the same thing on their block. So you continue block to block, then you have a community. You see, once you get that, your community, then you know you can let it steam to other communities. If we could do it in Cabrini Green, if we could do it here in Charleston, Missouri, on Vine Street, we could do it anywhere. But see, sometimes you got to be willing to not allow your children to go out there and disrupt the black community. and then come into your house after they done carjacked somebody, and you see, okay, now you see the items that they had in there, and you bring it into your house, they done took it from somebody else. You see, you ain't gonna be able to get your community together then, because you know why? Because people watch. When people watch, they say, here it is, you a leader in the community, but yet your child is doing this and you ain't accepting it. Tell you another thing is, just because individuals is black, that don't necessarily mean they for your community. I'll talk about here in Charleston, Missouri. You see what I'm saying? Today, for instance, anybody know me, I'm an activist. I cut down the blacks that's misusing blacks, as well as the whites that's misusing blacks. I cut down white supremacists. I cut down corrupted law enforcement officials. I cut down corrupted judges. It don't make no difference who they are. You see what I'm saying? But today, I was doing what I normally do, riding around on the west side of town where I live. And you have individuals that's running or used to run the NAACP here in Charleston, Missouri. One of the individuals, as I was riding past in my truck, stared me down like this here, following my truck. Then I asked him, I said, is there something wrong in my truck or with me that you following me with your eye? And this is what he told me. He said, get out of here. Let's hold up. I'm not the drug addicts and the alcoholics that you be paying, you see what I'm saying, to do jobs that the government give you money to pay people to be on a payroll with. I'm not none of them. You see what I'm saying? I'm not the ones in 1998 here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County on the west side of town when you was working for Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, all-white ran a so-called organization to help other people. You see what I'm saying? I'm not a part of those people that you was paying in the black community, giving them $1 or a bag of candy, a cigar, or a 40-ounce a can of Old English beer, all equivalent, or all of them equivalent to $1 to vote for who these racist white folks. And if you ain't racist, don't let it bother. If you say it ain't racism in this town, Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, you're lying. The truth ain't in it. It's been proven on Wednesday, January the 6th, 2021, how racist this place is. When Donald Trump lost the election, how those white supremacists, some of them was National Guard, some of them was state police, some of them was regular police, some was even military individuals that was climbing that wall to try to take over the government. But if that was a bunch of blacks that wasn't sellouts, they would have been shot and killed. But let me tell you what this individual said after that. See, this individual got a habit of spreading lies about me, but he can't never produce it. He told me, after he told me to get out of here, I told him, you don't tell me where to get away from, especially when I'm on public property. If I'm riding in the streets, you don't own this street. You may sell out the black community and you got the judges, you got some of these senators and representatives, you got these police and these sheriff and judges and some of these preachers backing you, but y'all don't frighten me. Then he gonna tell me I need to leave these little girls alone. Now, he said this here before, but he can't produce nothing. But I can produce with this individual that some of y'all think is leaders, because he around here, he getting this government grant money. You see what I'm saying? He stepped down as the NAACP president, but the NAACP here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, You would be better off as a black joining the Ku Klux Klan. You see what I'm saying? At least the Ku Klux Klan will let you know that they ain't about you, for you. The NAACP here will tell you they for you, but you ain't gonna see them doing nothing, but they getting this government food, giving it to you, but they got drug addicts unloading the trucks, drug addicts help passing it out. You see what I'm saying? Because they get money to put these ghost payrolls, saying that he getting Joe Bob $25,000, getting Mary Sue $15,000, but yet he's got Billy Bob, a drug addict, doing the work. But guess what? That money going in their pocket. Here's what he told me when I told him, produce the little girls that you said I'm bothering. I've been down there 25 years. You ain't been able to produce it yet. You see what I'm saying? But this is what I told him. I can produce a female that said when her old man was out of town working and their son was playing basketball for you up here at the Lincoln School, where y'all be raping the black community with these programs. You had her come sign a paper for her son playing this basketball while old man is out of town. Then when she hand you the paper, you rub her hand. See, I can produce her. You rubbed her hand like this here and asked her, when you gonna get with me? You looking like Beyonce. I can produce her. Mr. Former NAACP president, some of y'all think that this individual is a hero in the black community. You see what I'm saying? And he married. I can produce right down the street here 2 sets of females when you used to come down like you trying to sign their children up for baseball and basketball, but at the same time you propositioning them sexually and you buying their food stamp, but you out here giving out government big old boxes of food, unloading them out of 18-wheelers, going in a public place where people can see you giving this out. But you talking about giving away food, but you taking poor people food stamp when you done moved out of this black community and moved in an all-white community by the police department, and then the house that you was renting to one of your cousins in this black community, she showed me videos with snakes in it. She showed me where you had somebody to come patch a hole up in the kitchen wall and just put plastic in there. She showed me all the wires that was broken out. And then one of your NAACP members heard you call her the B word, but you were the leader in the community. See, if somebody call your wife or your daughter B, then you want to call 911. You see what I'm saying? You even called me one today, trying to impress these people that you using. You see, you using the people that you should be trying to get in a drug program. You giving them a few dollars to unload these big old trucks. You see what I'm saying? Then they take the money that they make to the same people that you was marching with down in the streets, the drug dealers. You remember? I got you on video with them. You follow what I'm saying? I got you on video with them. One of the same ones that you was marching with assaulted me. I still got that video. And then another thing is, your brother-in-law is the sergeant on the police department, and then, you know, what y'all do is try to find a way to get me to get violent. The only way I get violent, you put your hand on me or my 2 daughters. You put your hands on me or my 2 daughters, then you ain't got to worry about nothing. Then you done push my button. You see what I'm saying? But that's a button that you can't stop. The only way you'll stop it is stopping my heart from beating when you touch my 2 daughters. But let me just say this here, y'all. If you want to get your community right, the first thing when you get yourself together, you got to get rid of these sellout blacks like you got down here. If you got an NAACP like here down here in Charles, Missouri, Mississippi,